Right, I'm joined now by Mike from the Triple Axe Attack band, of course. That is at Leatherwolf, just come off the stage at Hair Metal Heaven in Hull. Mike, welcome back to the UK.
Thank you so much, Dan. It's great to be here.
Well, that set, I've got to say, being honest, went down an absolute storm. Certainly with me, certainly with the crowd. What's it like being back in the UK?
It's really nice, man. We haven't been here, since somewhere in 1990, something like that, so that's good.
Yeah.
Good, and I can't even count that.
All it does is show our age.
I love being on the road. I love touring. The UK is a great place. Great people. Super great people. Love it here.
So how's the rock scene in the States? I get conflicting reports to what it's like for playing out there at the moment.
It's hit and miss, you know. It depends who you're playing with. You know, you get on a bill with a few other bands, and it can be a really good experience. It's, you know, sadly it turns into more of a nostalgic thing a little bit, you know. It's hard to get promoters to get on board with things, you know. The scene's kind of changing, you know, like the clubs that used to have the metal acts and pack people, now they got DJs, and like all of a sudden the DJs are the new rock stars, you know. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah. I guess that's really the attraction of things like Monster Rock Cruise, because
that is the attraction, yeah.
You know, we'll be honest, it's a nostalgia fest, but yeah. What's wrong with that?
There's nothing wrong with that.
There's rumours that there's going to be something in Europe coming up. Maybe Rambling Man have questioned people whether there's going to be a European cruise of some type. Would that be something that would interest you if that came up?
Yeah, I love the cruises, you know, because you're on the cruise for what, 3 to 5, 7 days, whatever, and you get to know people. You know, it's one-on-one with the people and the other bands, and you see all these other bands you've heard of forever, and we pass each other in passing, but to actually like hang out with them, and then no, we're going to go on an island for a while. So you get to meet your peers a little bit, and you get to meet the fans, and you have lunch with them, dinner with them, and it's more of building relationships, you know, and it's just a great experience as opposed to like something like this where, you know, people will come out and they'll see the show and they go home on their way. But on a cruise, they're there for their duration. They ain't going anywhere. They're not going to jump off the side and swim home. So you get a chance to to get to know people. So I think you get closer to the fans, and it's just great for the industry. It's great for the scene. That's a great idea. I'm all about them.
I mean, I guess it's a cliche when people talk about the rock family, but for people who don't like rock music or not into rock music, just don't get it. There's that people then keep friendships for years, and they meet up at gigs, and it's almost like a family atmosphere then when you go to gigs, and you'll always bump into someone you know and bump into the bands that you know, and I say, especially as you say with the cruise, it just takes it to another level.
It really does. You know, like I said, the bands that I've seen, and we've done shows with them, and we see each other at sound check, or we went out toured with them, but on a cruise it's like you're almost on a tour, but it's the same, you know what I mean? It's like you're on a sea tour, so it's just a great thing. They should have done it a very long time ago. And you know, they're not going anywhere. And so it's so great because, you know, you got a few venues on the cruise, and you can go see multiple bands in one day. You know, I'm going to go see Kix right now, and then, Slaughter's playing, and, Tom Kiefer's playing here, and then you got Leatherwolf over here. So it's just a super cool experience.
I'll say the only drawback is you do one hell of a lot of walking.
Yeah, you do. You do a lot of walking.
I saw, last time I saw Babylon AD, funny enough, obviously, who were playing here on the Friday night. My cabin was right at the other end of the ship, and it's just, you know what those corridors are like. You turn that corner, God, and there's like another half a mile, and it's like
what?
Oh, fuck, really?
And then you're like, forgot my wallet. Walk all the way back. Yeah, it's like a football field, man. I don't even know how those things float.
It's
I don't
madness.
even want to know how. When you get off, and you get off the cruise, like say you go to an island or whatever, and you look back on your boat, and you're like, holy fuck, I'm getting on that thing. That's gonna float right now. You know, on the ocean. You know, it's pretty crazy.
So what's going on with the band future-wise? Are you? I'm guessing you've probably been asked this a million times, but is there any chance of any new music in the future?
We're always trying to make some new music. You know, we've all got our lives and our own things we do, and I make some solo records. It's called MOB, Michael Olivieri Band. You know, and we've had some member changes, and we've tried to get the original guys back together, and it doesn't work out, and we start writing, and then it kind of falls apart, and then we get a new guy, and then we had another guy in the band. He took the gig with Graham Bonnet, so then we kind of had to start over and get a new guitar player. So it's been kind of a I don't want to say a struggle, but challenge, if you will.
But it's the same for a lot of the bands, let's face it, because life gets in the way. Everyone
Life
thinks that
does
you
get
live
in
in
the
the rock star lifestyle. Well, no, most people have to work.
Back in the day when we made our records, being in Leatherwolf was like being in the army. Like, we rehearsed 6 nights a week, and if you weren't there, it's like, well, where are you? Oh, my grandma died. Oh, God, well, as soon as the funeral, get over here, So it's like this. It was like joining the army. It was like we rehearsed all day and all night. We wrote, and we had 3 guitar players. So me and Jeff Gayer and Kerry Howe, the original guitar players, we sat on the couch all day and played guitar and came up with riffs. And it's really hard when you just can't throw 3 guitar players in a room and say, hey, go be the triple axe attack. It's a thing, and we're still trying to find our way. As you saw tonight, we're not as up to the game as we used to. Like, as I said, it was all day, all the time. So, and we were young kids, we didn't have jobs, we didn't have families, we didn't have to provide for anybody, So, like you said, life gets in the way, and it's tough. So yes, we do want to make new music. We have songs, we have riffs, and we're putting them together, but we hold pretty high standards. We're not just going to throw something out there just say we have a new record, So we've written songs, and we've actually just threw them away because if it's not good, it's not going to go out, So we've got some solid tunes, but to make a collective solid record, and when it does happen, I promise you it'll be good, but we're not just going to throw out some crap just to say we have a new record. So I'd rather not have a record than have something to have people just fling it away and say, oh, that's not as good as Street Ready or whatever, So
everyone's a critic.
Everyone's a critic, man. And the other thing is, it's nobody buys them anymore. It's really tough to even sell them. They're just more like calling cards, like business cards. Here's a new record. It's really hard to sell a record now. Everybody wants it for free. So a lot of time and money goes into making a good product. Even though, Dean, our drummer's got a killer studio at home, we record stuff there, but you still got to get a top-notch mix guy to mix it, and you got to get it mastered, and you got to get it pressed, and so, it's some money, and it's an investment. And so to throw the money out there and the time investment and the financial investment, if the music is not up to par, why bother, So we write and we're trying, and I'm not gonna lie to you and sit here. Yeah, we got new songs, and here it is, and it'll be out next week.
What route would you take with that? Would you look for a label, or say something like, which is obviously pretty popular, as like the Pledge campaigns, something like that? To put a fan package together.
I don't see us going that way. I would. We'd probably release it independently, and then if somebody wanted to pick it up, we'd be all about it.
Right.
We've had offers. We went out to. Last year we did it was called Bang Your Head Festival.
Okay.
In Bellingen, Germany, and we got several offers, to come make a record. We got several offers, and like I said, we don't have it right now. I'm not gonna just rush in. Hey, let's go write some music. We got a record deal. Unfortunately, it doesn't work that way. I still love metal, but when I write, my records are not that heavy metal. I'm a blues rocker at heart. So I tend to write what comes out of me. So for me to make a solid metal record, I really got to buckle down and start listening to stuff and get inspired again. Because when we wrote the stuff back in the day, I was inspired by Judas Priest, Iron Maiden, Saxon, Scorpions. So although they still inspire me, but I don't want to write. I'm not gonna just go out and copy,
Not do music by numbers, basically.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So something's got to spark. So we have a handful of ideas, and hopefully that will just accumulate into a full set of songs and an album. Like I said, we got new guys, so it's kind of like starting over again a little bit, and everybody's busy. Everybody's in other bands and doing other things. Pat, our bass player, is a world-class artist. He goes on these cruise ships and sells his art, so he's always busy doing that. Dean's got a really successful business, and we all do our thing. So Our new guy Luke is in another band, Railgun. They're on tour right now. He jumped off the tour just to come out and we're doing the UK tour right now for a week. We're out here for a week. So.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a rebirth. I guess you would say.
Well, Mike, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thanks ever so much for talking to Rockposer.com. Keep my fingers crossed that the music comes sooner rather than later.
Me too, while I'm still here, right?
Thanks very much indeed.
I appreciate it, man.